Hey guys, my name's Austin. I'm here with you all today talking about the all-new Hyundai Venue. Now this car does have a specific market that it's geared toward, and there's a lot of cool features that this car offers. We're going to be talking about that, so let's jump on in. All right guys, so we're gonna go ahead and jump in and talk about these new styling of the Venue. As we can see here, we actually have these new really cool dual stacked headlights. On the upper trims, you will actually get your daytime running lights here instead of the chrome trim and different things like that. This model in particular, you do get the upgraded grille that has the kind of chrome plated on it and stuff like that, so it looks really, really nice. The whole design of it is to kind of give you that SUV crossover feel, but kind of keep it small, like your same wheelbase as like a sedan or like our Elantra or the Sonata. So while we're up here underneath the hood, we actually have a 1.6 liter engine, 4 cylinders. It's pumping out about 121 horsepower. So this isn't supposed to be the fastest car on the road, but coupled with the gas mileage that you're going to get for it and the comfort of the ride, it definitely makes up for it in that. So we're going to move on to the side here, talking a little bit about how this side profile looks, and on top of that also talking about what this car competes with. Now as you can see, this car actually sits on the same wheelbase as the Hyundai Accent, so just to kind of give you a reference for the overall size. On top of that, this car competes against with things like the Nissan Kick. It competes against the Mazda CX-30. We're in the same class essentially as the Nissan Juke, so really strong competition out there, but this car for what it is probably a little bit smaller than some of those, but you're still going to get a lot of that great interior space you get with the kind of almost like the hatchback SUVs that they have, where there's no disconnect from the front and the back. On top of this vehicle actually does come equipped with 15-inch alloy rims, and you're going to have those all the way around. The model below it does have hubcaps, and then the denim edition above it, you actually still get some really nice styling to the rims. Moving on to the back, we can see we actually still kind of keep that same feel from the stacked headlights we do in the front. They wanted a really nice feel of just kind of continuity from the front to the back. So down here is going to be your reverse lights. Up here is going to be, of course, the rest of your housing for your brake lights and turn signal. On top of that, we see here with the Venue, we have the chrome trim on the sides, but if you look close on the front, it is actually white lettering in the whole Venue. So it just gives it a really nice just flair kind of to it. Now on the bottom, like I was talking about how we try to keep a good feel through the whole vehicle, we actually have these small same little symbols that we see on the front that kind of fade into the bumper and just kind of flatten out. So starting here in the trunk, we actually do have this privacy protector that does two things for you. One, it's going to protect sunlight from damaging any items that you have in the back. The second thing it's going to do is it's actually going to prevent prying eyes from seeing inside. It's really easy to kind of mess with. So if you say you got something a little bit taller, something like that you want to store in the front or in the back here, you can actually just pop this out. And then it even has this nice little track right here that it can slide down into and just kind of be one of those out of sight, out of mind situations. So it's going to pop real nice and smooth there. So it's still going to keep that same cargo space back here and not mess with anything you have. Underneath the floor here, we actually have our spare tire. Some of the vehicles, in order to save on gas and actually give you a little bit better fuel economy, will actually come equipped with a tire inflation kit. So if you don't have a total blowout, you can actually just use that kit, inflate your tire back up, and get you to the nearest rest area, towing company, whatever you need to get to. Now down here, this floor actually does drop down a little bit if you need to get some more space. Just one of the ways with some small subcompact SUVs, every square foot of space matters. As you can see, we have already clustered this thing up. Like, we just got stuff everywhere, camera gear, phones, cables, we don't even care right now. So what we really want to show you is actually these seats are what's known as a 60-40 split. And that doesn't have anything to do with size, it's going to be all percentages. So you have 60% of the whole seat on this side and 40% on this side. They can go up and down individually. If you need to get, just still sit somebody back here and need a little bit extra space, you can fold whichever seat you need to accordingly. But as you can see, even though we have been in a small vehicle this whole time, with the seats down, you actually have a very large amount of space. With this drop down that we had earlier, if you lift it up, you could even easily fit like a dog kennel or something in here for all you people that love your puppers. So yeah, don't be afraid of this car, guys. You're gonna have plenty of room, plenty of options, any kind of safety features that you want like may be available in this car. So just come on down, check it out. So we're gonna go ahead and jump inside the vehicle and take a look at some of the things that this car has to offer. So let's go ahead and jump in. You said as awkwardly as possible, so I'm making that happen. All right, guys, now that we're inside of the vehicle, we're just gonna go over a few key features that the Venue has to offer us. Some of the cool styling things that I like is actually right here front and center. So your climate control is on the left side and your fan control is over here on the right side. But the cool thing about it is everything that it shows you is actually in this really nice little dial here. That's gonna show your temperature on the bottom and then your fan speed here on the top as you go up and down. Now, of course, we're also introduced with this lovely 7-inch screen right here with fully touchscreen. We do have some nice features as well, such as Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. Of course, comes equipped with a radio, Sirius XM capabilities, HD radio, different things like that. Now down here in the bottom, since all of us love to stay connected at all times, we do actually have a fast charge port. So if your phone does support fast charging, you can plug it in there. It's got 2.1 amps on it, so you're going to be able to charge in no time. And then you also do have your regular USB port, which not only charges your phone, but it enables you to use Android Auto or Apple CarPlay. So right here we do have the gear shifter. Everything's going to be pretty straightforward. One of the things I do like about it is once you get the vehicle down into drive, you can actually pull the lever over closer to you, and then you have manual control of the gears. So you can actually pull it down towards you to get down a gear, or you can push it up and you can go up a gear. On top of that, below we have this little knob that actually has drive mode select. The modes that we have to choose from, it's going to be in normal most of the time, but you can actually change it into sport mode, which is going to increase your throttle response, and it's going to tighten up the steering a little bit, just so you have that closer connection and feel to the car. On top of that, if you have any inclement weather, especially snow, this car does actually have a snow mode. Now, the reason that makes sense on a front-wheel drive vehicle is because with this car, when I mentioned earlier, it has the 15-inch rims and it has some slimmer tires. So it's actually going to help give you some better traction and maintain control in snowy environments. Other safety features that I love this car has, we do have, of course, your forward collision avoidance, which is becoming pretty much standard on every Hyundai vehicle. We do have a really nice reverse camera, so you can see where you're going when you're driving backwards. On top of that, we have nicer features like blind spot detection is not available on this trim level, but it is actually available on if you get like the denim edition. And then we have lane keep assistance, we have traction control. Now, some other features that this car has, of course, that you see this one here is the regular turnkey. That's because this is an SEL model. If you get the upper trim level with the denim edition, it does come equipped with a push button start. Now, one of the benefits to having push button start in the Hyundais is that it actually enables you to use your remote start features. You can find your car. You can actually find, like if you're out of gas anywhere, you can find the nearest gas station. There's so many different features that BlueLink has to offer, and it's something that I'd really recommend checking out if you have the time. So one other feature that we actually found out on the way to this scenery here is that this car actually comes equipped with basically a little small warning that lets you know, like say you're stopped at, well, pretty much how we were stopped at a stoplight. The car in front of me was taken off. I was talking with Ethan here and we were just a little slower on the get-go. And then the car actually notified me and say, hey, lead car is moving forward. So it let me know to kind of pay a little bit more attention to the road and start moving forward. We mentioned earlier that we were going to talk a little bit about who this car is made for specifically. This car is actually on your subcompact SUV class. So it's going to give you a lot of the benefits of a car as it being smaller wheelbase and different things like that. So easy to kind of, get in and out of parking spots, drive around town, different things like that. But it's also going to be easier to get in and out of than a car is since it's higher off the ground. The seats sit up higher. So when you're trying to get in or get out, it's just going to be easy on the knees, easy on the back. And mentioning the seats as well, if we look, the car does have several different options, but they have a really unique styling to them, which I like. The seats actually give you a really nice two-tone vibe to them. On top of that, we also have with these threads here, just a very nice styling on top of that, and I'm really, really happy with how they turned out. We have the same color combination in the front as we do in the back. And speaking of back seats, we're going to go ahead and look at those. So here in the back seats, going to be pretty straightforward. Of course, like I said as earlier, we actually have that same two-tone interior. On top of that, there's actually a little holder here in the back, just a little extra storage. We do have lights back here. You know, if you want to do any kind of reading, if you have some passengers, whatever that, don't recommend doing that while driving. On top of that, some nice little hang-on tos for whenever your driver's going a little bit too fast. Now, another cool thing is I'm about 6 foot tall, so you know, fitting in the back seat of some vehicles is a little challenging sometimes. This car right here, I'm actually sitting, you know, how I normally would in any vehicle, and I'm sitting pretty comfortably. Another thing is headroom. This car, where it has that kind of square body design, is able to give me a little more headroom here on the side instead of, you know, most vehicles being rounded off and kind of tapered off. This vehicle kind of just makes it a little bit easier to sit in the back. So one question probably a lot of you are wondering by now is like, what is the actual price of this vehicle? You know, we've mentioned that it's a SUV, we've mentioned that it's a sedan basically, so like kind of where does it sit as far as price point? So the starting price of them, well, in the SE model, you're going to be sitting right at $19,000. This particular model, being an SEL, is going to be at $20,700. So very, very affordable. Even if you go up to the denim edition, you're still only rocking about the 22 to 23, depending if you get any extra features, accessories, whatever added onto it. So if you are looking for a car that's going to have, you know, great size, great gas mileage, sits like an SUV does, and then also affordable, this is the car to go to. Guys, thank you so much for coming and seeing this video. It has been an absolute pleasure hanging out with you all. Hopefully y'all learned at least something about the all-new Venue. If you do have any more questions or even want to get one, please come see us down at Harrisonburg Hyundai. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, but before I go, don't forget to push the notification button so you get notifications whenever we put new videos up, and hit that subscribe button down below. I don't know where these buttons are. Ethan does all that, so click somewhere. All right, guys, see y'all later.